Welcome back to the Catabolic Window podcast. I'm currently scanning some chocolate brownie whey, Rice Krispies, and a banana. I think it's episode 46, but Jack's the one that uploads the podcast, so he's going to tell you right now.
Jack's gonna look it up first. It's
So Jack's not even got it. Bro, you literally uploaded one like 2 days ago. How do
yeah.
you
I
not
don't.
know?
We're not as high as 46. Oh my god, we are. This is 47. Holy shit. Oh my
It's
god.
47.
Yeah, Jesus.
You've almost
Oi!
been waffling shit for a year.
That's actually
That's
outrageous. That is outrageous. Luke, what's your hottest take in the fitness industry?
Right, okay. So I've had a couple of conversations with people about volume recently.
Oh.
And I mean, you're going to agree with me, so it's not. It's not going to feel like a hot take. But I really don't fucking care how much volume you do. Like, I really don't care. What I care about is that you enjoy the session, and that you're progressing. So, like, I was chatting to this guy the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I do low volume, focus on the basics."
Focus
But
on the
he also
basics.
said that he wasn't seeing the but he also wasn't seeing the physique progress that he wanted.
Mhm.
It's like, well, if you're not seeing the progress that you want, surely something needs to change, right?
Mhm.
Because if
Yeah.
it's not working and you're annoyed about that, like if you don't care, that's fine. But if it's not working, you need to do something about it.
Word.
And I posted this on my story yesterday. I was so proud of myself. But if people that put low volume on a pedestal did or spent less time praying to the gods of low volume, they could probably do some fucking more sets. Do you get what I mean?
100%. 100 billion%. I got a question the other day
And
that
you
links
get
into
the
this.
argument as well of why would I do 4 sets with fuck all intensity when I could do 2 sets with loads of intensity? I'm like, what if you did 4 sets with loads of intensity? Why
Literally.
is that not an option?
Literally,
What,
bro.
what kind of an argument is that?
Like, if the thing is, right, if you're running low volume, and a lot of the issues that I see with people who are running low volume, okay, if you're running low volume, I'm going to speak to you right now. You're running low volume, you always start off with the heavy loading set. You believe that you have to squat, hinge, and press. You probably do those first. Your arms and delts are probably weak, but your major muscle groups are probably pretty developed, right? That's 99% of people who do low volume, and it's because they think that 2 sets of biceps is enough if they do it to failure, right? The thing that a lot of people have, and a lot of issues that people run into low volume, is it's a you problem. I'm sorry, it's a you problem. I can't recover. How late do you go to bed? Right, the amount of times I see people like, I can't recover, and I'm like, show me a screen time and show me a bedtime. That's your problem. They'll be like, oh, I spent fucking 3 hours.
From today. Be sorted out, bro.
True. Literally, people go into bed like after midnight, after spending like that. Oh, I go to bed at 9, and I'm like, then why is your phone telling me that you are up till 1? It's like, yeah, I was scrolling Instagram, I was on TikTok. It's like, what are you doing, bruv? Jesus, right? I can't recover. Yes, you fucking can. You just need to try to recover. And then the other one is people go like, oh, I tried adding more sets, but then the quality's not as good. You are in control of the quality, Brev. If you can't do the quality, I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say to you. It grinds my gears. People be like, I do 2 sets because 3 is too much. Like, I just can't get the quality out. Okay, that's fine if you just want to keep doing 2 sets. But if you're also telling me that you want to grow your quads and you can recover from 3 sets of hacks, but they're really, really hard. They're really hard. Just fucking crack on and do it, man. Just fucking do it. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, how badly do you want your quads to grow? You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
sometimes.
Jack, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here, bro. I'm really busy. I don't have more time for more volume. What should I do?
That's a different argument, though. That's a different argument. If you say
That's
you,
a real argument, not an ideological one.
yeah, that genuine. If you are like, I struggle to grow X body part, I know I could be doing more, but I don't have time for it. Then the answer is, Luke's struggling with his jaw there. The answer is probably increased frequency. Say if you have like 1 hour sessions and you're doing 4 of them, maybe add a fifth one if possible, if you're limited to an hour. Maybe pull back on some of the other muscles you're doing. Maybe place the muscle that you're trying to grow towards the start. Or maybe, just maybe, do what we talked about last week, where film your sets, rewatch them back, and hold yourself to a high level of accountability. Or give it time. people will be like, "Oh, I've only really been training seriously for the past year. My arms suck. What do I do?" And I'm like, maybe train for another year and then see what happens. You know, it's kind of a shit answer. It's an answer you don't want to hear, but sometimes it is just a case of like, "Oh, I just needed to train for a little bit longer." You know, I don't think Nick Walker was. I don't know where this is going, but let's see if I can finish this sentence right. This is a journey. I don't think that Nick
Yeah.
Walker was in his like first 2 years of lifting looking like he did now. You know, he had the legs he currently does now, but the rest of it wasn't there. And he's like, "Well, I've got Olympia legs, so how do I get the rest of it?" No, he everywhere needed to grow when he was in his first few years of lifting. So what did he do? He kept on lifting. So keep on lifting.
Do you know who 2 sets is appropriate for
Who?
right now?
Who?
Me.
Yeah, true.
Bro, I did like 2 sets an exercise. Like literally the first hint of rep slowdown, I'm like, right, I'm gonna call it a day, and I'm fucked. I'm so sore.
Mate, I'm not surprised.
Oh, like my back, oh, man.
See,
It was good, man.
this is an example of I can't recover from it. Luke is trying his hardest to recover from it, and he can't. So it will be probably a couple of weeks before volume goes up for him if he can recover from it. And also, just to say it right, because people are going to have a go. There's nothing wrong with top set back off. There's nothing wrong with low volume. There's nothing wrong with doing 2 sets. There is something wrong with saying that, oh, I'd love to do more, but, and giving a bullshit reason. Just own that you want to do 2 sets. That's fine. That's what bugs me. Is people being like, oh, yeah, I should do I could do three, but I don't recover, or I could do three, but the intensity drops. Like, just say you want to do two. It's fine. Just own it, bruv. I don't want to do more than like fucking 3 sets in exercise. Own it.
But you also want to grow.
Yeah, sometimes you do have to do it. Like, oh well, to be
The
fair, I
trader.
have. Yeah, I hate training arms, but I want my arms to be good, so I have to just suck it up and do it. You know, like I don't particularly enjoy cardio, so sometimes you just have to suck it up and do it. But also, a lot of the time, like stuff like that, it's not as bad as you think. You just get round to it, and you're like, I just feel a bit meh rather than like super excited. So just get it done, and then when I look at my check-in pictures and I'm like, oh, my arms are improving. That's for me. That makes it all worth it. Or seeing myself get leaner from cardio or whatever the fuck is going on. So sometimes you do just need to like postpone not feeling fantastic about everything at the minute. You know, nothing in life is going to be like, oh, every single second of this is fucking brilliant. There's going to be some times where you're like, this is just a bit mid, but the payoff later on is fabuloso.
All right. Italian Jack.
Yeah, bro.
What was I going to say? I was going to say that
Oh, my scap is tight.
I didn't ask. My elbows didn't hurt on Tuesday, which that was quite nice.
Good, keep it that way.
Yeah, bro. And I've done cardio. I've done 15 minutes after every session. Easy, bro. Because it's just time I'd spend on my phone anyway, so I might as
Yeah.
well do some cardio and not get fat.
Mate, literally, like, I've been enjoying cardio recently, not gonna lie. It's like you said, it's like pretty much like after a session, my heart rate's already elevated, so I don't really need to like go crazy fast to keep it between 130 to 150. You're probably after your session going to sit in your car for like 10 or 15 minutes. I definitely do that. Sit on my car, like see what my clients have said, see what I've missed, you know, and kind of like feel a bit like fucking worn out from the session and procrastinate going home for no reason. You know, you're like, I can't be asked to drive. I've just trained arms. Oh, I'm dead. So fucking yeah, it is a good use of your time. Just fucking do a bit of cardio in it. Get yourself moving. This is also right. If you get into the gym and you're not feeling particularly up for it, which will happen, get yourself on the treadmill. Do some really light cardio. Get some walking going. Feel some movement. Get some blood pumping, and just generally let those endorphins go. 9 times out of 10, right? Most people are Luke's flexing, big boy. 9 times out of 10, most people's lives are they wake up, they go to work, they work 9 to 5, they're sat at a desk the entire time, and then they go from there to public transport or driving, which is sitting down again. So you've been sat down all day, and then you sit down, and then suddenly you walk into the gym and you see a hack squat in front of you, and you're asked to go from sitting down after a long day of working to now suddenly putting 5 plates on that and shifting it. It's not going to happen. You're not just going to switch on like that every single time. So get yourself on the treadmill, listen to some music, put your phone on do not disturb, think about what you're doing, and get yourself excited for the session. If you walk in the gym feeling a bit meh, treadmill is your friend, or any cardio really, but treadmill's an easy one.
I don't think I've done a session in the last year that hasn't started with the treadmill for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, same. I'd like.
Because if I don't clear all the shit on my phone beforehand, I'm like,
Mhm.
I will now want to reply to this stuff, and it just takes you out of the session. So yeah, that's
Oh mate, yeah, mate. That's the thing about like if fucking I'm getting a call from Watford. I'm gonna pray that's not important and hope it's not related to the house. Fuck it, we'll leave that there.
it was cool. I'm like, who the fuck do you think you are, having the audacity to call me when I don't know who you are? Why would I answer the phone?
Please
Like,
leave a
why?
message.
Send me a fucking text if it's important. I'll answer. But I don't know who you are.
It's always businesses, but I don't. I might have to call that back after the
Oh,
pod.
that's
That'd be
just
fine.
be another good call idea.
Go on then.
No, this is for my story, you dickhead.
Oh, twat. I thought you were going to share with the class.
No, it's just, would you answer? Would you answer the phone to a number you don't know?
Fair. Depends. Coach answer depends.
I wouldn't.
It depends the mood I'm in. Like,
Fuck off.
if you don't know who it is at all, if you've got no inkling, then yeah, never. But if you've got like a vague idea, then and you think it's important, then you would. But then I guess you kind of know who it is, then, don't you? So that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, yeah. If I've got no clue who they are, no, then fucking, I'm not answering that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. I've got another thing I want to rant about, but I need
Go
to
on,
ask
then.
you a question first.
All right.
What would you say are the components of a good, like, rep or set? But you could break it down to the rep level.
I'd say that the reps are very similar in how they look. Concentric speed slows down through the set though, so that's the hard part of the rep slows down. I would say good control at the ends, start and end of each rep. You alright?
It's got salt in the Wi-Fi box, bro. It's in my plant because the Wi-Fi is a bit better if I put it inside the plant. Not inside the plant.
Inside the plant. Fucking osmosis it in the plant. So the control and the range of motion stays very similar from rep to rep. Oh my god, there's too many things I can say.
Do it again.
There's thumbs up. I'm gonna have to try and do this
You're
without
going to see
waffling.
how bad my internet is when you look at this picture.
That's jokes. I'm gonna have to try and keep this nice and well summarized. Right, let's.
Literally, just like 5 or whatever it is. Like this,
Hi.
you should have been done 2 minutes ago.
I know, because you keep interrupting me with the fucking plant, bruv. Right. Highest range of motion you have available, and keeping that the same every rep. High level of control, every single rep. Control around the end ranges, every single rep. Concentric speed slows down towards the end. I'd say that's it. In general. You could break it down more, but in general, that's everything. You could talk about bracing, but do you need that for biceps or something? Like, no, you don't need that every rep. But sure.
Would you ever see a circumstance where you could break some of those rules? Or not rules, but guidance?
If you're deliberately not going to failure, then concentric speed isn't going to slow down as much, but it should probably slow down to some degree. I mean, unless you're like coming back from an injury like me, then all my reps are pretty much the same. Control around both end ranges you don't really need. Like,
Ooh.
you don't really need like, well, because you might be doing something deliberately short, so then you're not pausing in the lengthened, you're pausing in the short to add a greater challenge there, and then you might do one where you pause in the lengthened to make it a bit more lengthened. So you don't need it every time. I mean, I don't think you need to have enough control, but you don't need to pause, I would say. But control, I would say, is pretty fucking necessary for hypertrophy. This is.
I'm enjoying this so much. You don't know where I'm going with this.
Right, go on.
I'll do this more. This is hilarious.
Go on then.
No, what I was going to say was, because I was having a chat with a client earlier, and he was like, I could pause for this for longer. And I was like, realistically looking at it, like there's a pause there. It's controlled. So I don't really give a fuck if you pause for longer or not. It's does that give you a better sensation? As much as people say, oh, that doesn't fucking matter. It does. You feel your lat more. It fucking matters. And then I don't know if you've seen my lying leg curls or remember with my lying leg curls, but they don't look like basically anything else I do
Okay.
because I literally launch the fuck out of the concentric
Mm-hmm.
and then almost catch it at the top and then go through a slubby centric. Whereas normally I would like pause either end,
Mm-hmm.
ease out of the stretch position there. But if I do that, like externally it looks better, but internally it feels like the back of my knee is about to pop off. Well, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm probably going to do the one that feels like I'm training my hamstrings and not training my fucking cap.
Fair. That's a good point. I think, yeah, if you run into injury risk, then yeah, don't do it. But then I could devil's advocate you, and I could say, well,
Come on then.
wouldn't
Yeah,
it wouldn't
attack.
all right, wouldn't it be better
So,
to pick a different ham curl, one that doesn't give you that pain and still follows the tenets that I laid out previously? So instead of having to throw it on one ham curl, maybe you go for a seated or standing and then you do control it. Arguably, wouldn't you say there's greater potential stimulus there? Or do
I've
you
got a
just get
seat
pain
in
on them all?
I've got a seat in my other session.
Yeah, you can
So that's on the table.
standing.
I'm busy, bro. I'm not doing single.
This guy. So
No,
if
but it's objectively a worse exercise.
yeah, yeah.
Like it just
It is. That's you
it's
have
got
to.
the same profile. Have you ever used a plate loaded one?
Yeah, they're awful.
Oh mate,
The profile
who
is.
designed that?
I know,
Like
mate.
what?
It's the definition of nothing or
Plate
all.
loaded leg extensions like that as well.
Plate
Where there's
loaded
like
legs.
literally no load at the bottom. It's like, what are you doing?
I've only ever tried the prime one for leg extension plate loaded, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, no.
No, I'm talking like plate loaded, where it's like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
the axis, the
yeah,
fucking top here. It's
yeah.
literally just pisses out the front. It's horrendous, man. Your knees would explode.
It really does feel like when we went to the PT project day and they were talking about kit. As soon as you learn even the littlest bit of kit, you look at the people that make some of it and you're like, who the fuck is telling you to make this, bro? Like, who is this for? Seriously, I'm sure there's someone out there that loves how fucking stupid the profile is on some of that plate loaded kit for standing ham curl or leg extension. There'll be someone out there that loves it, but who the fuck is it for? Seriously, because it's expensive to make it.
Well, you look at the stuff that's like actually made by bodybuilders. The guy that owns Atlantis used to be a bodybuilder. Oh, it's a bit weird that all of their kit is pretty damn good. Bizarre that it's almost like they train and they're not just engineers.
Do you think that's what it is? Just too many engineers, not enough? I feel like it's a bit of trying to reinvent the wheel. They need something a bit unique, something that looks flashy. They're like, oh, everyone's got a leg extension. We made a plate loaded one. So if you've got plates at your gym, you don't need to worry about the stack fucking up or failing or having to buy new plates if someone breaks them for whatever reason. All you need is to buy our plate loaded leg extension and just use the plates from your gym. And it's probably also easier to put together because it weighs less because it doesn't include a weight stack.
Mate, weight stacks aren't that hard to put together. You just need to be able to fucking count the numbers.
Oh, mate, at my old gym, they were all mislabeled. Like they'd clearly stuck the stickers on the plates first, the individual plates first. They were like, yeah, that's a 30, that's 32.5, and then they just put them in a random order, because it's baffling. They're all like 2.5 kg plates, and they go down, and it will be like 10, 50, 8, 100, 7, 9. One of them's back to front, and I saw someone logging it like. It's a pin loaded shoulder press, and it starts off at 200 kilos and it goes down to 2 kilos, and so they were like, oh yeah, got 200 kilos and now I'm at 190, and I was like, what? No, you're not. You're at like 10 kilos.
That's so good.
It's backwards.
Wait, so they were all in order. They were just in reverse order.
Yep. So the first
that's a case of they had them set up the wrong way. They just put them all on there, and they realized when they finished, and they were like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, but the thing that I don't get is like you could literally like rip the stickers off and just leave them as is, which a lot of people do, and you just count the slabs, which is kind of long, but you can do that. Or
No,
you can
when you get to the end of it, it's the right pain in the arse.
no, you count from the bottom then.
Didn't figure that.
Bruv, you're
Oh
a
my
fucking
God.
idiot. I used to have to do that all the time. I'd be like 3 slabs from the bottom, 2 slabs from the bottom.
What about when you're warming up though? Did you just guess?
Well, you know that probably roughly there's normally like 20 slabs. It's normally a nice round number. It's never like There's 19.5 slabs. You just need to know how many slabs there are in total.
That's such a good word, man. Slab.
Slab. Slab.
Yeah.
I got called
We're gonna
out
be
in my
slabs at the end of this bulk, bro.
I hope so. I got called out in my uni gym because someone saw me write down slab 4 on like a press down, on a push down or something. They were like, "The fuck is a slab, bro?" Or people used to come up and ask me. I don't know why they'd ask me, but they'd ask me. They'd be like, "Oh, how much is this? Like, is this 20 kilos?" And I'd be like, "It doesn't matter. It's slab 4. If you get onto slab 5, you're doing better. If you go to slab 3, you're doing worse. Why does the weight matter?" Or when people, this is an irk of mine. Someone does a leg press or a hack squat, and they're like, "How much do you think I can back squat?" And I'm like, there's no formula for it, bro. It's a skill. It's an entirely different skill. Like that drives me nuts, man. Or people do a chest press. They'll be like, "I got 100 kilos on the plate loaded chest press. Do you think I can bench 100?" And I'll be like, "No, go and try. You can't."
You might as well just compare a different body part, like.
Literally, literally, like it really bugs me. I used to think that way too, and I can understand where it comes from. But like having to explain to these poor people, I'm like, if you get stronger at a chest press, your bench press will develop. But there's not like a ratio of like this machine is exactly 1.5 times a bench press. So if you bench 200 kilos on this, it's 150 on this. That's awful maths from me, but it doesn't work that way round. But yeah, having to explain to people
Yeah,
is peak.
there are some people who just have like monk strength on free weight stuff, or vice versa, and then you put them in the other thing, and it's like not. Like you can even look at it and you're like, what? Like that doesn't look quite right. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So yeah, you can't always work.
I have wank free weight strength. Wank. That's why I'm trying to really, really work on it. Like horrific. Like the amount of progress I've seen in my dumbbell press has been like that much this bulk. The amount I've seen on like the prime press is like this much. I've added like 60 pounds to the prime, and I've added like 5 kilo to my dumbbell press. Fucking hell, man. Jarring.
It doesn't feel like you finished your diet that long ago.
I'm
Do you know what I
11.
mean?
I'm 11 weeks into the push up now. I think. I
Yeah.
think. Let me find out. Actually, I'll pull my sheets up. Christian, what's he saying?
Yeah. I started following the food that Christian gave me, and I lost 2 pounds the first day. So I think it's going up again next week.
Wait, what do
No,
you
that's
mean?
just day to day. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
No, it was basically what I was having already, but obviously I'm doing more now. So
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like, Christian set me food, but it's so dead. I've immediately
change
slipped out.
it up.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, most of it is like my first meal is eggs, beef, and toast, and I have like a sandwich. It's pretty
You
nice.
tried the bagel burgers that Tom has.
Yeah, mate. They're like my final meal.
I
I
rate them. They're
literally.
just a pain. You have to cook them fresh every time.
Yeah, I know. My second meal is wraps. I literally have 3 wraps and beef. The meal after that is my pre-meal. That's a rice meal. That's my only rice meal. Meal after that is.
You're not doing beef and rice. No,
What do you mean?
because you were doing half beef, half rice before.
Oh, I do. It's 2 beef meals, 3 chicken meals. I keep them separate now.
Weirdo.
I've evolved.
I'm gonna
Um,
out you for that publicly. You know.
that's fine with me, mate. I don't care.
Yeah, actually, do you know what I'm gonna out you for as well?
What?
How the fuck can you scrunch the toilet paper, mate?
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I
I
was.
was having a pre-workout. I was having a pre-workout shit. You know, it's gonna be a good session when you have pre-workout shit. And I tried it, right?
Yeah.
And you like if you use like say the same 3 or 4 pieces of toilet paper, you get a one wipe. Whereas if you fold it, you get like 3 wipes. Why would you do that?
I am who I am. I stand by who I am. Us scrunchers are scared to speak up. Okay? I literally, right, I'm ill.
You should be.
I'm
you
ill.
Weirdos.
I'm ill, so I've been wiping my nose, so that's the quality we're talking. That's scrunch.
That's
Fucking.
not scrunch. That's folded.
That's not
with-
folded, brev.
That is.
Chat
Looks
shit.
folded.
What about that?
Okay.
This is gross, bro. These are all from today. They're gonna go in the bin after this.
Dirty. Dirty. The other thing I was going to say about the machines, you know what I really find enjoyable
What?
is when you've got someone that's got a cable stack and they've got like fat weight jumps on it and they're trying to do their arm work or on it, whatever, and they're like, mate, I can't realistically do this jump and it still be a good set. And they're like, how much weight should I pin to the stack? I'm like, oh, here we go, this is gonna be fun. I'm like, right, bro, can you send me a picture of the cable stack so I can work this all out? It's
Yeah,
really fun to do.
is it 2 to 1? Is
Love
it
it.
1 to 1? Is it 4 to 1? Explaining it
Yeah,
to them, yeah.
we've got the 4 to 1 live fitness one there, and I know before I sort of knew about all the shit there, I'd add like a 1.25 to it. I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's made any difference whatsoever, and it's like because I need to add 5 kilos for it to actually be 1.25. Mental.
I had a 2 to 1 stack at uni, and I used to add like half a kilo. They had half a kilo plates to it, and it was literally like the easiest progression I've ever had in my life. Adding that plate was like, I would add the plate and then sometimes add like 4 reps. It was sick. But obviously it's because it's a fucking baby plate. Probably weighs the same as adding a clip, and it's still a 2 to 1. Granted, it's not 4 to 1, but it's still a 2 to 1 stack. But it's not exactly a fucking big boy 1 to 1. Oh.
Bro, I saw a guy on the cable stack today, right? And I'm not even joking you when I tell you this bench was like 15 degrees off to the right. Like, it was angled like that.
Oh no.
I'm like, what are you doing, man? And he was doing that fucking, this is for my upper chest cable fly that's literally just a front delt and bicep exercise.
What, like
What I'm
really,
talking
really
about.
far out and wide? So straight elbow.
No, from the floor. The
From
floor one.
What do you mean? Show me.
So you got
Bell
the
end.
cables pulling like down,
Yeah.
and then you go like this.
Oh. The underhand fly. Yeah. A supinated
Got
fly.
to work them pecs.
Where there's like no convergence or barely any, but there's a shit ton of shoulder flexion.
Yeah. Let's go. Shoulder flexion. Come on then. Right, bro. If you were training early in the morning, what would you
Alright.
do?
I'd probably train early in the
Actually,
morning.
interesting twist
What do you
on
mean,
this.
what would I do?
What would you do if you had to train really, really early in the morning? Say you were going to a client photo shoot and you had to get a session in that early that morning. What would you do?
I will be doing that. I will be doing that in December. What in terms of like how I'd fit it in?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if it's a one-off for me, I'd probably have a larger final meal. I'd probably go in fasted because I'm on a decent amount of food and I feel pretty good anyway. Because it's a one-off anyway. Probably have a bit more caffeine, and then I would do the normal plan that I would do, and I would try and get 1 or 2 sets on every exercise, so I've at least hit everything and at least progressed something. But
Well, if you didn't have as much time.
yeah, I wouldn't pick favorites. Like, say if it's like a push session, I want to improve all of my push. So I wouldn't just be like, oh, I'll do all the delts first and then all the chest. I'd probably do a little bit of everything.
You do have a shit chest, to be fair. So
Yeah, exactly.
probably.
Yeah. But that's speaking as a one-off. If I'm making it a habit, it would be a different approach completely.
Which would be?
I definitely want to get in a pre-workout meal based on how much time I have. It's probably something super duper quick. If I'm really pushed for time and I'm really trying to make sure I'm fueled before my workout, I would probably get in just pure carbs. So like orange juice, squares, bars, bananas, as much as I can stomach, really nice and quick. If I've got a bit more time in the morning, maybe some protein. If I've got plenty of time in the morning, chuck in some fats, maybe even fiber. I'd shorten down the workout the same as if any time was restricted at all. And then just try and hit as many muscles at once as possible, get in as much effective volume as I can across every body part. Try and pick things that you don't need to warm up that much on, or pick things that are easier to warm up on. So for example, pin loaded stack machines are easy to warm up on compared to dumbbells. And yeah, just the general shit there of try and stay in one place in the gym, supersets, drop sets, whatever the fuck you need to do to get that volume in.
We're going to take a tangent quickly into machine land once again, right?
Okay.
Did you see the chest press that I used the other day on my story?
No.
Oh, okay, you suck. It was basically a sort of converging, not crazy, axis below you. And I've literally never used one like that before, and it's actually quite nice. The footprint of it is like retardedly big. It doesn't need to be that big.
Yeah.
It's quite
Who was it by? It's not the Jim
Jim
Mecco
80.
one. Oh, Gym 80.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's nice. It feels a
Decent.
bit weird to get into, but they've got one of those safety things, so it's all right.
There's a
But yeah,
Gym
yeah.
Leco.
So if you
Com-
see one, try
there's
it.
there. There's a Gym Leco converging chest press at my gym, and it descends. And I've never used any descending chest press in my life. It was fucking awful, and I see people using it all the time. I've got clients who have picked it out as like a chest press that they wanted to try and got on with. I've got a client in Nathan Diash's gym, and I think he's using it, and he loves it. I can't get on with it. It's so weird. Like it will arc up and back, and then you press, and it's like that. It's like a serratus press. It's so weird. I literally like I was trying to set it up so it was kind of like just either like a straight push down or a little bit of a push up. But it literally like it fucking starts here. It goes up and then down. And I was like, what the fuck is this, bro? Ugh, it's grim. Fucking hate it.
Oh, right, I see what you mean. Your video is like literally 20 seconds behind me, so you've only just moved into position to start showing me what it looks like.
Funny.
But yeah, this one's really nice because it's like you literally start it and you get a tiny arc up and then it's straight down. So you can almost set yourself up so
Yeah.
you're in this position and
Yeah.
then just press straight down and it's all right. But yeah,
That's what that
there's
press
stuff like that
needs.
with machines all the time where like they just haven't considered the start position of the machine and it's
Yeah.
so fucking awkward to pull through.
It's I think the issue is if I put a pad behind me, it would push me further forward in the arc and make it just a straight decline. But then I'd also converge too much and it would just feel fucking horrible. And that's also an issue. Have you ever seen those chest presses where the handles are like instead of being like what the fuck would you call this position? Semi-pronated, semi-supinated? I don't know how you would describe that. Semi-pronated, I guess. Instead of being like
Well,
this.
no, it's technically still the wrist angle hasn't changed. You've just changed where your upper arm
Oh,
is.
okay, okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
just got PT project, bro.
Oh, guys, I've bottled it. I'm a shit coach, clearly. I don't know how to describe it. Instead of it being like a nice angle, it's like that almost.
Oh, mate.
It's like
Yeah, that's
like
horrendous.
your fucking shoulders fully adducted, and then your like arms almost internally rotated to press. It's really fucking
Disgusting.
weird. I've got a client who
Honestly,
has one on an incline, and it's literally it's like that. What?
bro, you look like a T-Rex.
I am a T Rex, bro. My dog's fucking trying to eat me. Aren't you, buddy?
That's mental.
Yeah.
That's mental.
Trying to eat
Okay,
me.
and right, we covered the early thing. It's fucking boring. Everyone talks about that. What about if you were training late? What would you do? Like
Um,
late, like as in I don't know, 8 till 10.
Definitely a really sizable meal before that because I can't use caffeine. Probably 90 minutes beforehand. I want to make sure I've got in a lot of food for that. I would probably try and, as much as possible, switch off from work in any of the day. It's going to be hard to get your mindset into that place to train. Little cheeky treadmill walk, and then again a similar thing with probably trying to keep the session as short as possible. So same things go there. And then as soon as that's over, because it's quite late, a very small post workout meal, if none at all, maybe just intra workout nutrition so that your digestion's clear so you can go to bed. As soon as you're out the gym, start winding down, start getting yourself to bed. Like if you're talking really, really late, it depends what you're doing. If you're dieting, intra workout nutrition, maybe some post. If you're bulking, I'd say you could even get away with literally your final meal being a pre workout meal almost, and then maybe a bit more of a sizable breakfast later on. Because ultimately, if that's the hand you've been dealt, just get the food in across the day. It doesn't hugely matter with the timing. Anything to say on that one, Luke? That's a bit more of a tricky one. I'm not going to lie, because of that final meal
Yeah,
window.
if you like do really want to eat something, I'd say make it liquid, make it
Yeah,
fast digesting.
yeah.
If you've got an intra, then you're probably all right. To be honest, and it's one of those things that people would really fucking panic about. But how many times have you ever trained that late in your life, Jack?
3, probably.
Yeah. Do you think that had a substantial effect on your progress then?
Yeah, I'm definitely like, whenever people look at me, they're like, yeah, I can really see those 3 sessions, mate, that didn't quite go to plan. Like, I say that often to people, like, you know, I'll say like if there's someone very physique focused, if something's going well, I'll be like, this is fantastic. This is definitely going to show in the physique. But then I'll say the same thing for something else. Someone's like, oh, I missed my leg session this week. I've only got in one, and I'm like, it's not going to show in your body. Don't worry. No one's going to look at you in like a fucking tomorrow or in a year's time or in 10 years time and go, I can really see that one leg workout you skipped. Like, no, it's not going to happen. If you do it chronically though, people will notice.
Yeah. Oh mate, I saw someone the other day that definitely fucking skips legs.
Cringe.
He pretty jacked, like respectably jacked upper body, and my man just had no legs, and he had the audacity to wear shorts.
I just don't get why people are still skipping leg day. Like, it is the thing, right? Hot take, maybe not a hot take. If you go to the gym, you like training. Can we all agree to that? Most people like training who go to the gym. Most people.
I want to push back on that a little bit.
You're not letting me have it. Most.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of people go because they want to like training because of what they could get out of it, and somewhere along the way they find out they like training.
Okay.
I think if you're relatively new to the gym, you don't necessarily like training. Like I'm sure you've had clients that you're like, fucking hell, how am I going to get this geezer to consistently hit his sessions?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some people that just don't like training, and that's okay. Like, I've said this to a few people recently, but they're like, oh, I've been really getting into my running or my rock climbing or whatever. That wasn't actually John, by the way. That was someone else. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, you're doing some shit that you enjoy. You're doing some activity. You're being healthy. Like, fucking awesome. Just because I like lifting heavy circles doesn't mean that you need to.
Exactly that, mate. Okay, then let me rephrase it. Most people who carry...
Yeah, be more specific.
All right, most people who carry enough upper body musculature to make their legs look small probably enjoy their training. Like, if you're actively showing an imbalance, you've probably got decent up top, and it's probably because you've got, like, you know, a decent enjoyment of training, yeah? If you enjoy training, what is more training than legs? Training, fundamentally, is fun for most people because it's pretty damn challenging and it's fun to progress. Legs is, both of those are embodied. You can't tell me that arms and delts is like the most fun because it's the slowest to progress. Same for like pushing,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
It's boring, right? So whenever I see someone who's like, I absolutely adore training, like I put a thing up on my poll being like, oh, would you rather only train legs forever or never train again? The amount of people that said never train again, and I'm like, I think of you as someone who cares about your training. Like, I'm sure if I asked Luke, he would say only train legs because Luke likes training, and legs is like the ultimate version of training. There's nothing more training than legs. How do you not like training legs? It's the most training you get. It's the hardest one. It's also the one you can get strongest at. Like, that's where you lift the most weight. It is the gym. The gym is training legs. Bodybuilding is training legs. How can you not enjoy training legs? It just baffles me. It literally baffles me. It's like saying I don't like chicken, and then it's like saying I love chicken. I fucking adore chicken, but I won't eat chicken breast. I will not eat chicken breast. I adore making money. I love making money, but I refuse to have more than £10 on me or something. I don't know. Right? It's just, I don't get it. It's so contradictory.
Right, so if you could only train legs, how many sessions would you do a week?
Probably something like, 4. I reckon 2 push, 2 pull. So lower body push, lower body pull.
All with your legs.
Yeah, you can, bro.
You can't.
Yeah. Hinging. You're not. Are you
That's
not?
not
Are you not allowing
pulling
me a
with your
hinge?
It's attached to your arms, bro.
You're not allowing me. Okay, what about hypers? That's a hinge.
But you're not pulling shit.
Well, that's just.
The only way you could say pulling shit is if you were doing like a cuffed kickback or some shit.
Okay, fine.
But even then, you're not doing it. The cuff round your leg.
All right then, legs anterior and legs posterior. So I'm doing
There we go.
quads and tibs. My fucking dog's on the sofa. King, get
Okay,
off. You big
let's go.
fucking melon. He's getting so big. I'd do quads and tibs, and then I'd do calves, hams, and then I'd maybe throw in like a glute day or something. A whole glute day. I don't think that's true. I don't think I'd train glutes, to be honest. Don't eat that.
What
What
about
are you doing?
adductors? You didn't
Oh
say about
shit,
adductors.
bro! I didn't even think about adductors. They're
No, but
going in the.
you've got the problem as well, because it is a little bit more complex to program. I do know you need to go, so I'm just chatting shit at this point.
Calm, bro.
But because your adductors are going to get hit when you're in deep hip flexion anyway. Same with your glutes, which you're probably going to be doing if you want to train your quads.
Yeah.
So it's like you do need to be quite careful about how you program it.
Well, and as well, doing ham work can often lead to a little bit of fatigue in your adductors. They do tie in together. Have you ever gone to do ham curls after adductors and it's just so fucking hard to progress them both? So imagine you're doing. So you'd be indirectly training adductors on quads, and then if you're directly training them on quads as well, that might fuck with your hams, or your hams might fuck with your quads. It's harder because they tie into each other more. They're more closely related. Whereas like your pecs are over here, and then your back's all the way fucking over here. That's a shit analogy.
Yeah, but when I've got pec DOMs, if I'm doing like a single arm pull down, I'm like, oh, that's horrendous.
True, but do you think it actually inhibits your performance, or it's just like a mental thing?
No, it just feels annoying.
Yeah, there you go. Right, I feel like if you actually took someone through, like, if you gave someone an awful set of adductors, gave them 5 minutes rest, and then tried to get them to do hamstrings, there'd just be no strength there.
Well,
Yeah. Maybe it's just anecdotal from myself, but I have to keep a little bit of a gap between those two because I feel that I get absolutely fucked. But then to be fair as well, you can kind of say the same thing about calves and hams. Like if you've got really bad calf DOMs, it can really fuck with like your ham sets, can't it?
bruv, when have you ever had calf DOMs?
Me, never.
Yeah, exactly. So shut up.
I gave a client calf DOMs like a few weeks ago, and he was like literally couldn't move the next day, and I was like, oh shit, oops.
Calf DOMs are so bad. Yeah.
I only get calf cramps in the night when I'm not hydrated, like the little bitch boy I am.
Oh yeah. Like, quick, Chloe, I need to get my what's it called? Fucking what's the
Hydromax.
strong?
Hydromax.
Yeah,
Bruv, Rick's gonna be
that was
fuming
such
at
a
you.
joke.
Rick's gonna be fuming at you. I'm gonna get brought on board as an ambassador, and you're gonna get left
Cool.
behind, bro. You can't be forgetting that. I'll edit that out. I'm kidding.
Call me out. No, I was gonna call it Vascumax. That is such a fucking good pre-workout.
That's a good pre. Yeah.
I was gonna say something, man. Oh, well, do you know what the best way to find out is?
What?
Try it. Let's only train legs this week, bro. Let's see what
Oh,
happens.
fuck off.
Imagine
Fuck
your
off.
leg days. It would be like, yeah, I'm gonna go and do some hamstrings and some glutes. Do some hamstrings, some glutes, and some calves.
Yeah,
Like
it
a
would
fat
be
sprint.
ham day, just hams, just calves, just adductors, and then probably another ham day.
What
Although,
would you do for just calves? Would you literally do like standing tibs?
yeah, seated standing tibs and then a calf press, which is pretty much just the same as standing, but it is what it is. So yeah, that would probably be what I would do. Or no, I'd have to do it single leg to make the session longer. If I was training only legs, everything would be single leg. Single leg adductor, really annoying. Single leg seated ham, really
Do
fucking
that, man.
if you seat belted one leg in, if you seat belted one half of the machine so it can't move, and then you just pushed with the other side.
You're such a nerd. That's horrendous.
Or you could do.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? I would say this before I leave. Have you seen those Eugene Teo? He does it on a hyperextension. He lies down,
Oh,
locks
yeah,
in one
yeah.
leg. The adductor things. I forget what the name is for them. I guess just an adduction because that's what it is.
Oh, mate, that looks rough.
Yeah,
Rough.
I'd probably tear my shit, bro.
Yeah. Right. End of the podcast. Thanks for listening. This
Thank you,
one's
everyone.
been great.
It
I bet you're
has.
so glad I'm here right now. So what are we going to be doing over the next couple of weeks, Jack? I haven't told you about this, so this is a surprise to you as well. But
Oh.
the big Christmas is coming up. We'll
Yep.
do a podcast about how you should do that. The
Good.
TLDR for that is start the day with a chocolate orange, and then all goes well from there.
Yeah. Facts, bro.
So yeah, we'll plan that out at some point. That'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Sick. Anything else to add?
We're linking up, us two and Tom. That's Tom Taylor, at some point in December, I believe, and hopefully we'll be getting over to TBJP X The Shed at some point as well.
Bro,
For
all of our
anyone,
fans are gonna come and like screw up our day out now.
yeah,
On the
they're gonna be a horde of
fuck.
screaming people, and Jordan and James are gonna be like, "Oh, this happens every time," and they'll be like, "No, it's for Jack and Luke. We're here for Jack and Luke, guys." And they're gonna be heartbroken.
Why did that remind me of South Park?
Oh, it was a bit Eric Cartman, wasn't it? Yeah. Christ.
Oh, bro, that's class. Right, I'll let you go. You got
Right.
shit to do. What have you got to do?
I've got to go pick up my girlfriend from the station and then go on a dog walk.
Just leave her there.
To be
Fine.
fair, yeah, to be fair, I might do it this rate, jeez.
All right, see you later, bro.
All right, have a good one, mate. Kisses.